What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OMNI Network today. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 19th day of September, and here we are sitting at about $4.28. We're up 22% this week. We got 2 days, 8.5 hours left in this week here. 8 hours, 22 minutes left in the day. You're up 11% today. Big move up with a big wick. That's okay. You've been consolidating, right? I don't care. Big wick, it's fine. You're still up a good bit. I think this is implicative of higher prices to come over the coming days, over the coming weeks. I would expect by the end of this month, we're probably even above these highs here at $6.50. So you're at 428 now. There's a lot of room to grow. That's for damn sure. We look at this thing as far as this market cap goes. It's at a $147 million valuation. That's a very low market cap for something like this. With this kind of project, I think you could strive for a $15 billion market cap, a $30 billion market cap by the end of the cycle. That would put you at a 100 to 200x. You could even do more than that. It's possible. I'm not saying you do that. I'm just saying it's a very possible valuation to acquire, right? $15 billion, $30 billion, that's possible. You hear some people say XRP is going to $1,000. That's like a trillion, like a $10 trillion or beyond market cap. That's not possible. Not by the end of it. It's not going to overtake Bitcoin, right? You hear people say stuff like that, and they're crazy. 15 billion to 30 billion. That's not crazy. It is crazy, but it's not crazy. It's a reality. There's going to be a plethora of coins that hit those marks by the end of the cycle. And OMNI really could be one of those, right? Being at number 281, I think it will climb the ranks. We've got good volume here. I mean, just it's kind of crazy volume, actually, if we're being honest, but there's probably some trading going on, so that's why. We look at the price action here. I was actually looking at the news to see if there's any kind of anything that happened with this, but I'm not really seeing anything. It says Binance will support the OMNI Network token swap, redenomination, and rebranding to Nomnia. Is that a thing? Is OMNI is that what's happening? I'm not aware of that. I haven't seen anything like that, but that's fine. Oh yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. Okay, token it's 50%. So they are gonna rebrand. That's fine. Cool. Cool. Rebrandings I think are what's the word I want to look for? They're overhyped. Who cares, right? Like it's not a big deal. But that will give us a different price. That'll probably I don't know what the conversion ratio will be there, but it'll probably make the price even lower. That's probably what they're doing, and then just a rebranding altogether. Cool. $4.28 right now. Looking at this here, I think it's very obvious. I mean, if we zoom out on the 3-day time frame, it's very obvious that you've had a massive downtrend. Okay, and cryptos that have massive downtrends typically are actually very opportunistic in nature, because whenever you drop 95%, man, you have a lot of growth. You have a lot of gains to be had just to get back to your all-time high, let alone through it. And just because you've gone down doesn't mean that inevitably you will see new all-time highs. Not every crypto is like that. But we did our research on OMNI before it even popped off here. We did it back here. We made a video. We made a video here. I don't know if we talked about it here. I want to say we talked about it sometime before the big pop happened, but it definitely made sense that it would come back and that it would pop off. And even at these levels here, you can clearly see that we've had a 1, 2, 3 an ABC correction, and we are basically breaking out of that now. I would assume that we are on our path higher to new all-time highs. It's very clear with the amount of volume, with the movement that's taken place. We've got higher lows and higher highs. We've replaced our downtrend for an upward trend. We even kind of went from like extreme drop here to kind of tapering off right there, right? We had a little tapering off of the lows, and now we're rounding that out, getting it into a higher low situation here. If we're looking at this on the 3-day time frame, we love projects like this because overall you're in a massive accumulation phase down here. This is the zone to buy, and once you break out of the zone, you're going to be rallying to new all-time highs. All right, and even though you might not have had a chance to buy the lows, not financial advice, not a financial advisor here, being down about 87% is still a pretty massive discount, right? If you believe like I do that this thing will see new all-time highs, then at least to the all-time highs, you're looking at a almost an 8x growth, right? 8x return. And if it sees new all-time highs, more than that, right? From a high to a low here, my expectation would be that we see something that goes all the way up to the 1272, which would be about an 18x to maybe the 1414 to 30x by the end of this year. 18x to 30x by the end of this year, you guys. Something around like $130 to $78 by the end of this year. We're at $4.28 now, okay? And that's probably why they're rebranding, why they're doing this what is it? Redenomination, because they're aware that they're going to see prices that are up here. And not that I think everybody can afford $132, right? Like we can afford that. It might not be ideal. Some people might not like the idea of losing that money or having to spend that money just for no reason at all. But if you were to redenominate it down to like $1.32, that makes it much more appealing. And it's crypto. You can buy fractions of it. You don't have to buy a whole Omni token, but people do like to buy whole tokens, and they like lower prices. So if they do like a 10-to-1 split or a 100-to-1 split on their redenomination there, I think that that would be beneficial as well, because I think this might be a foretelling of the fact that they very much believe this will see a $100 price and beyond, even beyond that, right? I mean, this thing has 100x potential and beyond, and to get to 100x from here, we're talking about prices that are all the way up at like $500, $800. I doubt that you stop at a 100x. That puts you at $428 right now. I bet you continue to $553 to $8 there. Which if they rebrand, if they redenominate it down, like do a 10-to-1 split or a 100-to-1 split, that could mark this $800 price. Instead of $800, it'd be worth $8 or $80. That's much more affordable to the average person, and that's, even though you can buy fractions of it, that might be appealing. That might be more appealing to people. Just thinking in the long term, I actually do think it's good to redenominate it personally. But Omni, looking very bullish here. You're in this phase again. You're in this kind of accumulative phase here, where you broke out of your ABC corrective kind of phase here. Your downward trend. You're in this accumulation zone, finding support now at prior areas of resistance here, prior areas of resistance here. You're finding support prior areas of resistance here as well, right in the kind of upper third of this overall accumulation zone. I would very much expect that once you break above about, let's say $6, just to make it even. When you break above $6 on a weekly closing basis, you should be seeing this thing expand really, really fast, rapidly increasing to $10 and beyond, $10 to $15 there. And then once you break above $15, all we're thinking about is new all-time highs, you guys. It'll be a damn good time. Looking at the 3-day time frame here, lower lows in the RSI, higher lows in the price. That's hidden bullish divergence. That implies growth. Looking really good on the stochastics, looking like you want to continue higher. The MACD is scooping the zero. The difference between this moment here, and this moment here, right? Here in the stochastics, you rejected the overbought zone. Here, you didn't even get to the overbought zone. Here, I think you're going to get into the overbought zone, because you're actually scooping the zero with the MACD, and your RSI is in a much stronger posturing now than it was at these other two times. And overall, with the RSI, again, talking about the posturing, you've just got this very well-developed uptrend here. So, again, as crazy as this was, as magnificent of a move as this was from a low to a high, you moved up 300% in like a week, right? I wouldn't be surprised in the least if we saw something that was bigger than that coming over, maybe the next month and a half, right? Like we're likely going to be, I think, around, if not above our all-time highs by the end of October. That'd be my expectation. So I don't really think I have anything else that I want to say. I've said it all. If you guys like the video, hit the like button, subscribe. If the question comes to mind, okay, but is it a good time to buy? It's up 11% today. Is it a good time to buy? Probably. I mean, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I think that it is probably a good time to buy. But what about that massive sell-off? Yeah, I mean, it could come down a little bit more. You're at 427 now. Maybe you go down to 378. I mean, it's possible. Maybe you don't. That's a lot of buy volume there. It's a little bit of sell volume there. The 1-hour RSI looks bullish. The stochastics look bullish enough, and the MACD looks very bullish too. I mean, you could come down. The lowest that I'd give you, though, if you were to come down, let's just see. You are pretty overbought on the 4-hour RSI. Yeah, maybe let it come. It might not come down, but you might do the same thing that you did here, just kind of move sideways. And with that, I would bet you find support at your prior resistance points. So you probably go below like 380, 370, 380, probably somewhere in that range. So below 390, below $4, that's probably a good time to buy. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't know if you heard that before, but anyways, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care of yourselves, all right? Bye-bye.